Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to the No DQ live recap of Crown Jewel 2019. I'm being joined by Caitlin. We are here to discuss the pay-per-view, give our thoughts. Caitlin has the chat room open, so she will be reading some of the comments during this live stream. If you enjoy this video, please click on that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and tell a friend. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Crown Jewel from Saudi Arabia. We had the kickoff show, which started with the Battle Royal to determine AJ Styles' opponent later on during the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. Before the match, I did want to mention that Ric Flair was interviewed about the match between Team Flair and Team Hogan. He mentioned all of his team members, but he forgot to mention Drew McIntyre, who I believe is the team captain. Ric Flair forgot his name. Poor Drew. Sucks to be Drew. So anyways, we had the Battle Royal. Your boy, R-Truth, was in it. And we actually had a title change. R-Truth, he was eliminated from the match, but then he rolled up one of the Bollywood boys to regain the title. So what are your thoughts about R-Truth winning the title here? Are you a fan of what they did? And also later, he got pinned again backstage when one of the Bollywood boys confronted him. The other one snuck behind him, and then R-Truth ran into a door, got rolled up, and lost the title again. So what are your thoughts on all this 24/7 title stuff?
Well, I'm, I guess, one of the few that actually like watching it, and maybe it's because R-Truth is usually involved in the segments, and I like him a lot. But nobody else seems to be interested in it, so
All
that's
right,
all I
so
can say about that.
what do we got here? Mikey Gear with a $5 super chat. So last night I said I was going to get rid of the super chat championship, but I'm going to have it one more time tonight. Mikey Gear is going to be the champion, and here's what I'm going to do. The person who leaves the biggest donation tonight is going to be the final No DQ Super Chat Championship. So we're going to go out with a bang with the Super Chat title. The person who leaves the biggest donation will be the final champion, regardless of who's the last champion tonight. So Psycho Jet Black with a $5 Super Chat. What did he say here?
Did WWE always plan for Bray Wyatt to win this title at Crown Jewel? Also, Caitlyn is more over than EC3.
Well, that's a no-brainer right there. That's a good question. I wonder if WWE decided to go with Bray after the backlash. I just don't know why they didn't go with it at Hell in a Cell. To me, that was the obvious place for it to happen and not drag this out another pay-per-view. But we'll talk more about Bray Wyatt in a few minutes. Psycho Jet Black, you're the new champion. Congratulations. What do we got here from Tony H?
Didn't watch, but good for Bray winning.
And I agree on that. Thank you, Tony H. And what did Ken say?
He says, Happy Halloween Rift gives Psycho Jet Black the Papa Shango Black Tar curse. Pimpin', voodoo ain't easy.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Ken. Congratulations. We'll say via the Freddy Krueger curb stomp. Pretend you're Freddy Krueger. Okay, so I got to tell this story now since I'm bringing it up. So as you can see, I have the Freddy Krueger mask in the background. We were playing with Erin, who some of you know from Team No DQ. Her son was here. He's what, 3, 4 years old?
4.
We were just playing around. I had the Freddy Krueger mask on, and somehow there was this huge melee, and I got basically curb stomped into the carpet here, and I got a nosebleed from it. Luckily, I did not break my nose, but we'll say via the curb stomp, we have the new champion there. So let's move on here. Let's get back to the Battle Royal. The first person eliminated, for those of you that are into the trivia, by the way, Greg Cherry is looking for somebody to pick a fight for the Wrestling Trivia Challenge Championship. Drake Maverick was the first person out. Trivia note there. The final four, it was Harper, Rowan, Alexander, Cedric Alexander, and Humberto Carrillo. Now, Harper and Rowan were working together during some of the match, but then it was down to Harper, Rowan, and Humberto. Rowan turned against Harper, eliminated him, and then Humberto eliminated Rowan to pick up the win. And I believe you got this prediction correctly.
Yes.
I missed it, of course. I should have gone with Humberto because we all know WWE loves the rematches.
Also, Virtue just said that he thinks I won the predictions, but they're not sure. I guess they're
Oh, are
still
they still
calculating.
counting up the numbers? There were a lot of matches tonight. I don't think we needed the tiebreaker, but we only got a couple months left of that, and then we reset for the year. Basically, we have the no DQ predictions league, and Sun Goshiku is currently in the lead. But Caitlin, I believe you're a close second at this point. You have the best shot of beating him. All right, so we kicked off the main pay-per-view. Oh, is this a new one?
Another one from Ken, $5.
Thank you, Ken.
Rift, I used Papa Shango's curse. Remember when he made Warrior spit out black tar? I made Psycho Jet Black spit out oil. Smiley face.
All right. That's a little throwback to 1992 WWF. So there you go. Psycho Jet Black. We should have some Halloween-themed super chats here since it is Halloween after all. Congratulations to you, Psycho, or not Psycho, Ken terminated by Google. Remember, the person who leaves the biggest super chat, it has to be a single super chat. So the person who leaves the biggest amount will be the final no DQ super chat champion of all time. Now, let's move on to the main card. Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez opened up the show. Now, the last time Brock started the pay-per-view was WrestleMania, and that's when he lost the title, the Universal title, to Seth Rollins. We had Cain Velasquez come out, introduced by Rey Mysterio. Crowd was very much into Brock Lesnar, not so much Cain. It was 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It was basically like a UFC fight. They were trying to take each other down and throwing punches at each other. We had Cain actually kick Lesnar, get him to the ground, started throwing punches, but then Brock got on the Chimera lock and Cain immediately tapped out. Again, the match was just over 2 minutes in length. I know some people hated this match. First, I'll get your thoughts. Did you like how this all went down with Brock Lesnar beating Cain right away like this?
I didn't mind it so much, but so I was doing Halloween and Crown Jewel at the same time. So I was carving a pumpkin during this match, and basically my thoughts were, oh, they're first. Oh, the match is over. And
You blink and you miss it, basically.
So yeah, so that was my thought on the match. I didn't mind that he beat him though in a short period. And Hoof-Hearted, $5 donation. I can't take the 24/7 title seriously because you have 10 to 15 guys chasing the champion, basically seeming happy to be low-card jobbers.
Well, I agree. I'm pretty much over the 24/7 title just because I feel like it's been lacking originality at this point. I mean, R-Truth's been great, but I feel like we need some more creativity with it. Like, we're just seeing the same thing over and over every single week. But thank you for that, Hoof-Hearted, and congratulations on being the new No DQ Super Chat champion. So, yeah, I had no problem with this because my thought process is Cain just signed a 3-year deal with WWE. He's going to be around for the long haul. If you're going to do Brock and Cain, you might as well set up for WrestleMania. So I think this was the right way to go. Cain is in his first WWE match. He's inexperienced in a WWE ring, so Brock is going to naturally have the advantage. Brock gets the better of him. Cain goes back to training. He does his thing, and then he comes back stronger, more experienced, and ready to have that rubber match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Now, I know some people hate the idea of Cain winning the Royal Rumble. He doesn't have to do that, but I think just Cain coming back, facing Brock, you know, it's the rubber match since Cain won in UFC, Brock won at this show. Then you have the third match at WrestleMania. Seems like logical storytelling to me. So I had no problem with it. After the match, Mysterio tried to help out. He had a steel chair. Lesnar took the chair. He hit Cain with it repeatedly. Then Lesnar gave Cain an F5 on the chair. Mysterio came back in the ring and managed to fight off Lesnar. Lesnar took off with the title, and then Ray cut a promo backstage saying that he will do whatever it takes to get revenge on Brock Lesnar. So it looks like we might have Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio at some point in time. Although, isn't Mysterio on Raw? I'm not even sure at this point. I honestly don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat room can let us know. I think he's on Raw, but I'm not entirely sure.
I don't remember who's on where
I know,
right now.
it's so bad. All right, what do we have here?
Power Packers, $95. how fitting on Halloween, like Hogan versus Warrior in '98. Brock got the win back. Tombstone on the champ.
All right. So Tombstone for Power Packers 90 to win the No DQ Super Chat Champion. Remember, guys, you got to, even if it's just 1 cent, that'll make you the front runner to be the final champion because it's the person who sends in the biggest donation. But thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's move on here to the tag team turmoil match. Pretty lengthy match. I think it went over 30 minutes. We had New Day, Viking Raiders, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, Hawkins and Ryder, Revival, OC, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode, and then the B team. It was Rudolph and Lucha House Party starting things off. A little bit of offense from Lucha House Party, but ultimately Roode and Ziggler got the win. Roode hit the glorious DDT. Hawkins and Ryder came out. They were quickly eliminated. No brainer there. Didn't expect them to last very long. Heavy Machinery came out. Otis was crazy over. I love Otis. He's just awesome. Throwback to a 1980s over-the-top character in wrestling. I think he's great. We had Heavy Machinery defeat Roode and Ziggler with the compactor. New Day came out next. Unfortunately, this was the end for my secondary pick, Heavy Machinery. Otis got hit with the tip, and then Big E got tagged in. They did the Midnight Hour to Tucker, and that was it for Heavy Machinery. B Team came in next again. What's funny is the announcers brought up, B Team, former tag team champions, Hawkins and Ryder, former tag team champions, and I'm like, you remind us that all these nobody tag teams held the titles, and kind of makes it hard to get into this. Big ending from Big E to put away Curtis Axel. All right, what do we have here?
Okay, so first we have Kareem McGargo.
I think you got it. You're close.
Aaron, I get you have a show to do, but Bray is the only news on this show. Well, disagree, but...
I mean, yeah, I definitely disagree with that, but thank you very much for the super chat. You are the champion. However, you've been quickly dethroned.
Ken terminated by Google, $10. I don't like Hoof for taking my title, but I agree with his conviction. The 24/7 title is not as good as the No DQ super chat title. Me dresses up as Boogeyman and puts worms in Kareem's mouth. So 10 is the highest right now, I
10
believe.
is the highest
so
bidder.
You are the current and remaining until there's one above 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so there you go. So you got to surpass 10 now to beat Ken terminated by Google. And I love how he's using all the Halloween moves as his finishers to win the title. So keep that in mind, everybody. 10:01 will make you perhaps the final No DQ Super Chat champion.
He's falling over back here.
Oh, Freddie?
He's dying.
Freddie's just tired of Crown Jewel.
He got he died earlier when you took the nosebleed, and now he's just falling over.
Do I even have the hat on correctly? I have no idea what I'm doing here. Okay. You got the fingernails. Okay, so we had Revival come out. They got in some offense. But then Kofi ended up rolling up, I believe it was Wilder, but I'm not entirely sure. He rolled up Wilder to score the victory. Revival attacked New Day after the elimination and hit the Shatter Machine on Kofi. What do we have here?
Sticky B.
$10.25. So Sticky B, what does he say here?
Happy Halloween.
Bionic Elbow.
Oh, okay. To the former champ. All right. Well, you have it for now, and you still have it because this person,
Y2 Woody,
with $9.99. Off topic, but going through a seriously low and tough time right now through breakup, homelessness, I assume, and lost my job, but want to show appreciation to you, Aaron, since 2011. $9.99 UK is $12.93 US, by the way. Oh.
Well, then in that case, Y2 Woody is the new champion.
And Psycho Jet Black, $10. If the rumor is true that NXT will be at Survivor Series, the main event should be Lesnar versus The Fiend versus Adam Cole. Also, how come Finn never turned heel on the main roster?
Because Vince is an idiot, or whoever is responsible for deciding if Finn should be a babyface or heel. You know, it should have been done a long time ago.
Right.
Maybe Vince just liked smiling Finn Balor. So I do want to acknowledge Psycho Jet Black. We'll say that counts as an extra reign, but Y2 Woody is the current I'm not sure how to say it, but he's the current final champion as of right now. So Y2 Woody is acknowledged as the current and perhaps final champion, but Psycho Jet Black does count as an extra reign. So thank you for that, Psycho. What's that number that has to be top now?
That would be 1293.
1293 is the current number to beat if you're looking to be the final champion. All right, so moving on here, we had OC come out, and they tried to make quick work of Kofi. Kofi fought back, made a little bit of a comeback, but then OC hit the Magic Killer to pin Kofi Kingston, who had gotten beaten down by the Revival, got hit with the Shatter Machine and the Magic Killer. So, then again, Kofi kicked out of pretty much everything just a couple months ago, so whatever. Viking Raiders came out as the last team, and I thought Viking Raiders were going to win this. They were my prediction, but in the end, OC took advantage of Eric's knee, hit the Magic Killer, and won the Tag Team Turmoil match to be the so-called best tag team in the world. So your thoughts on this? Were you surprised that OC won?
Yeah, I think only one person in our league predicted.
I think it was TJS.
TJS.
He was the only person to go with them.
Yeah, and every team that came out, we obviously knew which way it was going until the very end. So it was all right. I was still pumpkin carving and making pumpkin seeds during this.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a long-ass match, too. So it kind of dragged at times, but overall, I thought it was a pretty solid match. I mean, no real complaints other than just I wish the tag team division had been stronger. And I get it. You need to build up somebody as opposition for the Viking Raiders. It's just, I think they've beaten the OC like 5 or 6 times now, so it just felt like it was thrown together. All right, what do we got here? Oh, wow.
Okay, so we have Adrian with, I don't know what type of money that is, but $33 in something. RIP Super Crap Championship, yay.
Oh, wow. So what's that 33? Somebody's got to convert that for us, what that is in American dollars. Because it's whoever has the most. And
he says it's euros, so I don't know. I still don't know the conversion. But
so what's 33 euros in American dollars? That's the number to beat right now. If somebody can, and whenever somebody says it, let me know what it is. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. That's a very nice comment. He just wants to see.
$30.
He says $30 roughly.
So we'll go with 30.
Well, somebody confirm that number. All right. So next up we had Mansoor versus Cesaro. Mansoor, of course, got a huge reaction. Funny enough, people are saying it's $36.80 US dollars. So that's the number to beat now if you want to be the final no DQ Super Chat champion. Otherwise, it's going to be Adrian, who hates the title, oddly enough. Is he really going to be the final champion? Even though he despises the Super Chat championship. Okay. He just wants to put it out of his misery. He wants to make sure it's dead and buried. All right. So moving on here, poor Mansoor, like the guy only seems to appear twice a year, but when he does, he definitely gets pushed. And this match was basically what I expected it to be. I mean, pretty much to a T. I figured that we would have Cesaro there to make Mansoor look good, and I thought it was a good match. Cesaro, I think, could have a great match with just about anybody. And Mansoor's decent. He's still, he still probably has more experience to gain, but working with Cesaro will definitely help matters. So yeah, Cesaro made him look great. Mansoor picked up the victory with a moonsault. And after the match, he cut a promo. He talked about how he was nervous coming in, but this match was proof that anything is possible. Crowd chanted, "You deserve it, Adam." And he said he's excited for what's to come next. So perfectly fine match on this card. And then we had Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury. So what did you think about Tyson's entrance?
That was way over the top, and I didn't know why they were doing that, but they did a crap ton of pyro.
Yeah, like
and
4 years
and fireworks. And
how about that music?
Music was weird.
Could somebody find out what that song was? I forgot. I know it's
like I'd heard it before, but it was odd for his entrance.
Yeah, I forgot what the name of the song is, so somebody can throw it in there in the chat room. Oh, so what happened here?
No, somebody's like saying it's actually 4271, but he like keeps saying it, and everyone else said a different one.
Yeah.
So
And I know, going back to Cesaro real quick, I know people are upset about him, but I mean, that's basically what his role is at this point, to help put over other talents. So it is what it is, and he does a great job at it. Like, he should be paid well. He does an amazing job.
I guess the
He does an amazing job doing the job.
they heard the.
Oh, you guys can hear the
clock.
clock? Well, Undertaker.
He's on his way.
It is Halloween after all. All right, so yeah, it was quite the entrance for Tyson Fury. He had this Saudi Arabia garb that he was wearing. You know, the full outfit that you see the dignified people at ringside wearing. And this match, I mean, I had very low expectations going in, and I wasn't really blown away by it. It was what it was. I thought it was just these two guys, these two big guys doing a match, celebrity versus wrestler type thing. Ken terminated by Google is not amused. Ken is awesome, by the way. Ken with a $20 super chat, which is very much appreciated. And he says, Adrian should F off. The super chat championship is the most prestigious and no DQ. He gives Adrian a test running boot to his face. By the way, RIP to Andrew Test Martin. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Ken, and give Adrian a little taste of his medicine. So we appreciate that, because he was mean. He was mean and bad to say that about the Super Chat Championship. So what did you think about this match? I mean, did it pique your interest at all, or were you just like, whatever?
Not too much. The entrance was probably the most exciting to me.
I mean,
kind of trying to figure out what they were doing with that.
I never heard of Tyson Fury before he showed up on that first Fox SmackDown. And the finish they did, I mean, this was one of those matches, like I said going in, I felt like there was no way to have a satisfying conclusion that's going to make people happy. And this was basically, this was about as much of a non-finish as you could do, like with the exception of Hell in the Cell with Wyatt and Rollins. I mean, basically, Fury punched out Strowman as Strowman was trying to get back into the ring. Strowman got counted out, and I think they were trying to act like it was a TKO, even though it was a count out. It was a count out in just a standard wrestling match. And then Strowman got back into the ring and gave Fury a power slam. And then as Strowman was leaving, Fury pretty much popped right back up from the power slam. So who really got over here? Like, Strowman lost, as I figured he would. But then he power slammed Fury, and then Fury just popped up. And I don't know. I felt like this really accomplished nothing. And Fury didn't really look that good in the match, so I really have no desire to see him wrestle again or bring him back for anything. So yeah, I thought it was a waste of time, as Kev Dog says. I just didn't really feel it. And like you said, really the pyro was the most interesting thing about this whole charade, for lack of a better term. Next up, we had AJ Styles versus Humberto Carrillo, which is a rematch, I believe, from Monday Night Raw. Good match, but I don't know. I just wasn't all that invested in it. I love Humberto's airtime whenever he does his big moves. Like, the guy's a great athlete, but yeah, it was just the same match we saw on Raw, and it was the same result, same story. Humberto put up a good fight. AJ beat him, and that was that. We did have the OC out there, and they celebrated with AJ. Any thoughts on this, or just, you know? Oh,
not really. I mean, good match as usual. Anything with AJ is fun to watch, but
very game Humberto. Nothing too noteworthy with this one.
All right.
Now, I'm sure you'll have something to say about this. So we had Natalya versus Lacey Evans. That's right, a women's match on the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. Now, there've been a lot of critics about this. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it, like, because you were, I noticed you were very much invested in this compared to everything else on the show. Like, you were sitting right there in front of the TV. So, what are your thoughts on people criticizing this match?
Well, I think the critiques that everyone is saying are, true to an extent.
Like with the
But
public relations and whatnot.
yeah, but still, you could see like on Natty's face and on Lacey's face, like how much that meant to them to be able to do that and whatnot, and people in the audience that they were showing and
Like the little
the
girl.
little girls and everything. So, I cried at the end when they were crying and hugging and everything, and yeah, I really did enjoy watching that.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Even though the match was just a standard match.
I do have something else to say. A lot of people complained about who was chosen to be in the match, and I think Natty has been around for a very long time. She's never usually in the forefront of things, only every once in a while, always there, always doing everything for WWE. And I know that's not enough always to be the top guy and whatnot, but I think
Right.
her being able to have that spot means a lot, and I'm glad they chose her.
Yeah, me too. I thought that this was well done, very classy, and like I said last night on the AEW stream, it's all about baby steps. You're not going to change the country's way of doing things overnight. And some people are like, they shouldn't even bother. Like, you got to do something, even if it's just a small step, one small step at a time. Like they say, you break the barriers one step at a time. And yeah, WWE can use this for PR, and quite frankly, Saudi Arabia can use it for PR, even if things have not really changed. But again, you got to take the little baby steps, and clearly it meant something to Natalya and Lacey to be able to do this. So for them, I was extremely happy for both of them. And, they were wearing full body outfits and T-shirts over their attire. So it was just a simple match, but to me, this was probably the highlight of the show. Like, I thought that this was really cool. And yeah, when Lacey started crying, like, it was an emotional moment. I thought it was really special, and seeing like the little girls at ringside, that was a nice moment.
Yeah, and I think you just already said this, but just because there's some comments in the room, I don't think anyone thinks that things are changing for everyone in the country just
Right.
because of a match.
It's
I don't
gonna
think
take
that's what
time.
people are saying
Right.
necessarily.
It's not like all of a sudden Saudi Arabia's changed their way of doing things.
Anyway,
All right, so yeah, we'll move on. I mean, I thought it was one of the highlights of the evening. So next up, we had Team Hogan versus Team Flair. What did you think about Lana coming out there? So what did Lana say on Twitter?
okay, so it was odd that they brought her there just to kind of step out and turn around. And then she kind of tweeted about how, she along with the other two were part of this big thing, and I didn't quite know if it counted just stepping out and turning back, but maybe it did. Hey, carry on.
Okay, and plus, if you count her walking out there, what about her outfit? What did you think of that outfit?
I mean, it's fine.
The most clothing she's ever worn on a WWE pay-per-view, that's for sure. Probably any event in WWE that she's been on. So yeah, Lana just walked out there with Lashley and then walked right to the back. Ricochet had on this full body suit. I'm not sure if it was for Halloween or if it had something to do with some of his tattoos or maybe a combination of both. I'm not really sure. But anyways, we had a pretty standard match. Rusev was trying to get his hands on Bobby Lashley, and Lashley kept ducking him. Finally, towards the end, Roman Reigns got a hot tag, hit a Hulk Hogan leg drop, and Rusev finally got to brawl with Bobby Lashley. Randy Orton came in, hit an RKO. Reigns kicked out at 2 9/10, literally the last split moment that he possibly could kick out. Reigns is certainly the master at doing that, I have to say. And then Team Hogan came in, they helped out Roman, and then Roman hit the spear to pin Randy Orton. Little surprised Orton took the fall, but hey, at least Nakamura, the IC champion, did not have to take the fall. He was my pick, but again, that was the whole tiebreaker points that we're doing for our league. Good match overall, predictable, but it was fun for what it was. And then we had the main event of the evening, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. What did you think about them doing the red lighting again? Are you a fan of it, or do you think it just
No,
takes
because
away
I
from the
think you
match?
can't really see that well. Even though it's mood setting correctly, like you just can't really see,
Couldn't they like
in my
line it
opinion.
up a little bit, or not use the effect quite as much? Just have like a slight red tint. Like the way they did it, I agree. It just made it difficult to see it at times. Um, Match was fine, but honestly, I have to say I wasn't super invested in it. I'm not sure if it was the lighting or being in Saudi Arabia. By the way, Bray had his lantern, his head, so I guess that was not banned from Saudi Arabia, despite it pretty much being a severed head lantern. Um, oh, somebody said congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you, and a few people said happy birthday, so thank you to that as well.
Yeah, Caitlin's birthday was yesterday. For those of you that missed the live stream from AEW, um, it was pretty back and forth. We had Rollins using the sledgehammer pretty early in the match, and funny enough, Wyatt got up pretty much right away from the sledgehammer shots that stopped the match last time. So whatever. And Rollins set up some tables and got pushed off the top rope through the tables that he set up. They fought in the crowd. They got back in the ring, and then they started fighting up the ramp. And then Rollins started doing all the curb stomps, getting booed. And then he hit a super kick, which led to Wyatt falling off the stage and going through these production boxes. And all these sparks started going off. Fire extinguishers were used by the ringside people. And then all of a sudden, Wyatt popped out from the boxes, put the mandible claw on Wyatt, or Rollins. He did not put the mandible claw on himself. Wyatt put it on Rollins, and then hit the Sister Abigail on the floor, pinned Seth Rollins to become the new Universal Champion, which means both titles are now on SmackDown. So what were your thoughts on this match overall, and what do you think about why? What do you think is going to happen now with the Universal title being on SmackDown, with both titles on SmackDown?
I don't know. Female Aaron and I were discussing that at the end. And we are not sure how that's going to be handled. I thought the match was okay. Not the best match ever, but it was all right. $5 super chat. The game is on 5:05. The finish for Rollins Fiend should have been at Hell in a Cell. He agrees. Ray, Lesnar, Fiend, Rollins at Survivor Series. New team Hogan winning. Fury winning due to boxing.
Well, thank you for that. Very much appreciated. And you will be acknowledged as a No DQ Super Chat champion. But as of right now, the person who's going to be the final champion will be Adrian, unless somebody tops that 30 whatever dollar amount. OG85 with a $5 super chat. So what did he say here?
So you Western fans still think the Crown Jewel is a glorified, glorified house show? Now we have title changes. Okay.
Well, thank you for the super chat, and I thought that this was the best Saudi Arabia show that WWE has done. Of the ones they've been doing, I thought that this was the strongest one overall. So let's go ahead and do the letter grade. But real quick, what did Hoof Hearted say?
I'm so glad Seth lost. He used to be cool, but now he's just a corporate kiss ass that toes the company line.
And you're definitely not the only person that feels that way. Even your dad said he's getting tired of Seth Rollins.
Time out. Breaking news for anyone that cares. My Chemical Romance has announced that they're back together and will be touring, which is a big deal for me. So maybe it is for any of you.
We'll carry on.
Go ahead.
Okay. So letter grade, I give this a B-. I thought it was a pretty good show overall. Like, I didn't think it was terrible, and there are a few memorable things on the show. You know, the women's stuff, Wyatt winning the title, Brock and Cain. So there were some highlights. You know, I was overall fairly entertained by the show, and there wasn't too much that just drove me crazy. So for a WWE pay-per-view, I thought it was solid. So B-. What did you think?
Yeah, something like that. I'll go with that too. B-.
Okay, what do we got? What are some of the reactions in the chat?
Ty Marshall, C-. Game is on, B-. Michael Wayne, B. CC Drink, B. Kev Dog, B-. We have another super chat from Adrian, 27 this time. Happy birthday, happy engagement. Put the donation to Celebration Drinks. P.S. RIP super chat title.
Okay, well, Adrian is still the champ, right? He is.
He is, from his previous one.
Correct.
Poof-hearted, C-. Show was too long. I think they just said that I did officially win the predictions for the night. Let me make sure on that.
Congratulations.
Not only did women make history, you won Crown Jewel.
So what are the overalls? We got to find out what the overall standings are now. I'm trying to ask them that.
I don't know at this moment.
Oh, wait a minute. We got another super chat in here.
We did? Where'd it go?
So. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Our man, Mike B. Looks like he's coming in with the final blow to Adrian.
$49.99. Sorry I haven't donated in a while. Some a-hole tried to steal my credit card info. Sorry to hear that. This, unfortunately, will be my last donation, ANK, and the No DQ Galaxy. All are awesome.
Well, not a problem, Mike B, and I'll tell you what. Right now, I don't think that's going to be topped. You are going to be acknowledged as the final No DQ Super Chat champion of all time. And thank you guys for doing the Super Chat. I mean, I like to do it, and clearly I get some money for it. I'm not trying to e-beg or anything like some people think. It's just something for fun. I think Big G started it, and I just, not going to turn down people sending donations. But I think it ran its course, and I know it takes away from the video, and some people don't like it. You guys can still send in Super Chats. I always appreciate the Super Chats, and maybe we'll come up with a new concept just to shake things up and do something different, because I do agree that it did bring something different to the channel. And I want to try to come up with some different things and keep it going. So thank you guys for doing all the Super Chats. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's all we got for the Crown Jewel show. If you guys enjoy Caitlyn being on, let her know, because I had to bug her a little bit to get her on here. I wanted to have her on, and she went along with it. So if you guys want to see her on more often, let me know in the comments. And maybe we'll do some more videos. Maybe we'll get you on for some other topics to discuss and whatnot. I mean, it's been hard because WWE in particular hasn't really been the most compelling product as of late. I'm trying to get Caitlyn to watch AEW, but she's...
Well, I don't have anything against it. I just have been watching The Masked Singer on Wednesdays, and I have NXT on at the same time, and it's really hard to do a third one. And then things keep coming, and it's hard to catch up when you miss TV,
Right.
Because life gets in the way.
And imagine, like, other people, like, trying to keep up with all the wrestling that's out there.
Yeah.
All right,
Apparently they want me to speak louder next time. Will do. And $5 from Ken. Mike B is the reason why he's my hero. F Adrian for disrespecting the Super Chat title, like Mr. Perfect did to Hogan's WWF title.
Yeah, where he smashed it with the hammer. Well, thank you for that, Ken, and thank you for all your Super Chats, Ken. You've definitely been one of the MVPs of the Super Chat division, so we very much appreciate it.
Well, I don't really say I don't know about matches. I just say if I agree or not, and add something if I want to. But I'll keep that in mind, James.
Wait a minute. Oh no, Adrian, what are you doing, man?
So $50, which is actually more than 50, I think, in his money amount there. Boom. Good night, guys. Laughing face. Thumbs up.
Oh, that is cruel, Adrian. How could you do that?
55.76.
Yeah, it's 55.76. So.
And that should be the end, because we have to get ready for trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, we got trick-or-treaters coming here. So, unfortunately, Adrian is the final champion. Not unfortunately. I appreciate it, Adrian, but Mike B has been such a great contributor to the channel, and quite frankly, all you guys watching and tuning in and spreading the word, it's very much appreciated. Caitlyn, you want to go ahead and do your plugs?
NoDQ.com/Caitlyn will take you to my Twitter page. And that is all. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys. I will be back tomorrow night for more SmackDown. I don't think Caitlyn's going to be on for that. I think she's got other plans. But I will be back tomorrow night. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you all.